This video is sponsored by Cygames. Hey familia, Igni here. We now have the top 8 players for the Pan America Shadowverse Open January Cup. Let's take a look at their deck lists and see what they're bringing. First up, we have Noir from Team Disaster, who placed first during the Swiss stage with an impressive 8-0 record, bringing Arcus Shadowcraft with that interesting Everdark Strix tech for a little bit more cycle. Mysteria Runecraft, which, despite having Miss Miranda Light Mage nerfed recently, is still a very strong competitive presence. And Aggro Forestcraft, which is becoming a really popular pick now with the Green Glen Axeman buff that happened recently. Next up, we have Neku from Team Twilight Knights with a very interesting Shadowcraft deck for going Arcus completely for a mid-range Shadowcraft build that completely dominates the board with a 1 of Corpseworm Fafnir. We also have Ramp Dragoncraft with that 1 of Prince of Cocytus as a backup plan, which is very powerful despite the Violet Dragon nerf that happened recently, as well as a Mysteria Runecraft again, but this time leaning a bit more into the spell boost territory with that 1 of Truth's Education. Loving the 1-ofs in a tournament environment. Echovox Cure Mango is bringing another Mysteria Runecraft deck, really loving the inclusion of more Nova Flares in this list. Another Arcus Shadowcraft deck as well. This deck has really risen to prominence lately. And interestingly enough, a Ramp Dragoncraft deck list that focuses completely on Prince of Cocytus instead of just having it as a backup plan here, for going the Azidahaka and just going straight in for that Cocytus deck. We have Kido here with a bit of a different Arcus Shadowcraft deck list, using Soul Conversions and Goblin Fighters for more fuel. A Ramp Dragoncraft deck list, again using that 1 of Prince of Cocytus, but also with a very strong early game presence by using Serpent Drakes. And another Mysteria Runecraft here with a lot of spell boost tools, lots of 1-ofs, hopefully, to get the best of both worlds. Next up, we have Lumi, one of 2 Team Dawnbreakers representatives in the top 8, bringing Arcus Shadowcraft with an interesting 1 of Danwa Grim Puppet Master, potentially to ward off Forestcraft players. Mysteria Runecraft yet again, as well as another Ramp Dragoncraft that relies primarily on Prince of Cocytus here, with no Azidahakas. We'll see how that pans out. But also, again, strong early game presence, using Waters of the Orca, using Serpent Drake. Juke 3D, or Juked I suppose, bringing quite a different lineup than what we've been seeing so far. Aggro Forestcraft, again with the Green Glen Axeman buff, is starting to become a more common appearance. Burn Runecraft instead of Mysteria Runecraft is very interesting, focusing on flinging damaging spells at your opponent's face after the damage has been boosted by Mysteria Magic Founder, can end games very quickly. And Darkfeast Bat Bloodcraft, who despite losing quite a few of its tools, like Snarling Chains and Pure-Hearted Singer, still has a lot of game, and Darkfeast Bat is still a very powerful finisher. Next up, we have Gabe, who is also bringing Darkfeast Bat Bloodcraft, a very interesting build of Mysteria Runecraft using 2 of Craving Splendor, potentially to buff up Zealot of Truth for massive burst damage, as well as just having a good removal spell. And Ramp Dragoncraft as well, with that 1 of Prince of Cocytus. And last but definitely not least, we have Viver, the second Team Dawnbreakers representative in the top 8, bringing quite a different Burn Runecraft deck list here, with a lot more different options, keeping your opponent off guard. In the same way, his Ramp Dragoncraft deck list has a little bit of everything, and he's also the only player to bring Havencraft with this Holy Lion Havencraft deck list, and I'm really interested to see how that pans out. And there you have it, the deck lists for the top 8 players in the Pan America Shadowverse Open January Cup. I'm personally rooting for Viver for bringing that Holy Lion Havencraft deck, because 1, I love that deck, and also you gotta root for an underdog who brought a deck that nobody else brought, right? But of course, best of luck to all the competitors. May the best player win.